It has to be said. I don't know if this is diet. I don't think it is because the lady in here basically is like every other girl who's half beautiful. She thinks that I want to screw her or some fucking thing. I don't blame her. Like every guy is like this, is more or less a closet rapist slash serial killer. This is hard. This is very hard for nice people. I'm not that way. So every person, this is not even guy. I believe this includes women. I don't know about women. I would say this first and foremost, dear user. Zaidi boy here, Zaidi boy. Now I understand why you intro yourself and why you ramble for a bit while you gather your thoughts. I'm thinking of ditching the hat. I find that I don't really need it at night. Like the whole thing, like so there's the respect versus like you come with your hat in your hand type of fucking nonsense, and then there's like you tip your hat to some fucking lady. There are none left, by the way. Just like there's no guys left. Anyway, thank God I don't know the name of this place. I do. It's like Wild Wings or some bullshit. I knew this coming in. Like these guys were coming here. I like biking. I don't like biking all day and every fucking time. Like the same thing happens. I'll just tell you. Like I'm like, oh fuck you. Like lying is the devil. Okay, that's Gary Vaynerchuk. Transparency is the thing. Okay, the question is like I'm looking for. If I find it, I'll show you. Like okay, this is what I found instead. All right, this is perfect. Thank you. I'm not going to push you on this. I do this thing and then like whatever. Right? Kids watch this crap, right? So like I've been talking about this book. I haven't finished. I want to say again. Like I'm starving right now, and so finally, like now she just nails it. Right? Like before, she's gorgeous. I don't blame her. She's like at the end of her shift, and she's just fucking around. Like who is this guy? Like this is the problem. This is what happens. And I'll tell you, unfortunately it's insurmountable, and I haven't figured it out. People will judge you, and until they have put you in a box, they will keep fucking with you. And unfortunately, I do the same thing, and I'm a master at it. I don't know how to talk about this thing. It's horrible, but this is what you must do. Like if you're a girl, like to begin with, or like someone who's vulnerable, or just any person, because any other person can screw you. Like think about that. I'm sorry, but my ex, like roommate slash landlord, like many years ago, I got YouTube videos. It's out in Etobicoke. It's at Long Branch. Okay? This is a great place. Okay, so that's all I want to say. Like this lady killed it. Like as far as I'm concerned, like the outcome is everything. So I came here and I'm eating this great food. Like I'm a vegetarian and I would never come into this place. Maybe that's why I had such bad associations, and maybe that's like why I had such bad experience. Like guys, what I'm doing right now is using these videos as a daily journal or some kind of fucking processing for the thoughts that occur to a person. It's very important to do this. When I make these videos, time flies. I don't have time to watch them. I don't have time to upload them. I don't have time to write notes and descriptions and all these things. Like I've tried all kinds of things. Like my most recent thing is like it's silly. Like I got this long document with all these different dates and titles so I can search them up. All these videos are on this file, on this computer, this Chromebook. I really urge you to think about this. Get a Chromebook. I don't know why. All I will say is that if you get a Chromebook, it will rock your world. Not necessarily a Mac part. Now understand, there's a huge difference. Price is very important. Okay? It is. You pay $150 on Kijiji for one of these things. Like 200 some dollars if you order it online from like Dell or some place like this. Literally, like Chromebook has the Chrome operating system. It's called Chrome OS. It's for the a Chromebook. It's not Windows. It's not Android. It's Chrome OS. It's super fucking fly lightweight. It's optimized for a Chromebook. I don't know what to tell you. I can turn this off. I can just close it mid sentence and open it, and this thing will buffer it or something like that. But the movie will literally be playing when I open it again, and it might sleep. Like you might just like you just don't use it. Like I mean, basically, you charge it overnight. Ideally, if it's new, this is not new. I have a shop I buy these from. So some guy gets them and may or may not refurbish them. I don't know. He sells them for 150 bucks. I pay him, and I'm happy to do that. I think like fourth or fifth combo. You lose them. Heck, you might give them away. Why the hell wouldn't you? If you met a kid, guys, this is utility. Like, I want to talk about this so bad. I was going to talk about customer service. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't exist. It's dead. And some ugly brown guy is going to show up and start schooling you about customer service. What the fuck? Like, what does that even mean? It doesn't fly. It's not going to fly. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not going to get served, and I need to cook at home and things like this. Actually, I see this thing. I get into so many fights over this thing. I got literally videos at Tim Hortons, outside Dollarama, maybe even inside. I don't even know. Like their user like fucking with people, pushing their buttons. So again, A utility and B you need to categorize people. So my ex roommate landlord in Etobicoke, youtube.com/ Zaidiboy, Zaidiboy. Zaid is a Paki surname. Zaidi. No one gets it. It's shit. No one ever gets it. It doesn't matter. Like you need to understand. Like that's the way to approach things. Like if no one gets it, they don't get it. So that's the way it is. Like so now, this thing, the same thing will happen to you. Okay. And no matter what, you're gonna try to do a certain thing or some fucking change you're trying to accomplish. Someone you want to date or some fucking thing you want or change some lifestyle or habit or some fucking thing. Like you need a delta in your life. Like you're working on this delta. I know, like you've jumped around from job to job, and you still can't can become a director or some fucking thing like this. Or there's some glass ceiling, or you're a girl and you keep attracting a dick, like the same kind of evil fuck. Unfortunately, it's something like this. The answer is you got to deal with it, and that's your lot. It's very hard when you're going through it. When you hear this thing, like you're like, "This is shit." Like this fucking person, how could they ever know? And you're right, of course. Everyone experiences a very singular reality, and this is why, among many other reasons, it's silly to be jealous of others. Rich or poor, it's all total shit. If you're fixated on things, then you're fucked to begin with. You can't win now. Oligarchs, these fucking oligarchs. So there are some assholes among them. It doesn't suffice it to say that Vladimir Putin's after some fucking guy, and so that makes that guy a good guy. This is not how it is. How it is a $325 million yacht as a price point, and then thereabouts. Hundreds of fucking millions of dollars for the boats. Now, one of these guys he never owned one of these boats, and now he has three, and so they're confiscating them. And they don't, this is just the way it is, and I'm glad, I'm happy that this is the way it is. This is great. This is how it's done. It's called streets. They're like, this fucking guy never owned a boat. He's obviously being used as a show. Within hours of a court decision on one of these exotic ports, they took the boat. They just took the boat. This is called streets. The law and the lawyers and the guy and the gangster and the guy's got a rocket grenade pointed at some fucking consulate. Fuck that guy. Who has the boat? Well, it's bullshit anyway. I want to say outcomes, but let me talk about utility. The guy with less enjoys what he has more. Okay? The guy who is poor is happier. The guy who has a car is usually broke and out of shape and a fucking tool. Two very nice cars. I used to hero worship Mercedes. I feel old. I'm 47. I feel like I'm 50 fucking 7. Mercedes, I used to say, always wins. I mean, any fucking Mercedes from any year is a supremely fucking cool car. Unfortunately, it's weird like that, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you're a little crazy, and this universe and life, rather, is fucking weird. And that's the way it is. Like, either you accept that or you don't. Like, that's what my statement to you is. I've started seeing fucked up Mercedes, like, plus causing this kind of bullshit. So, in the early days, you're like, oh, this fucking guy obviously doesn't deserve it, and he's ruining the brand, right? However, the truth is, I really feel like that guy. I'm not surprised. I don't know why I should act like that midlife crisis. This kind of goddamn thing, right? Person is 47, and it's like, it's an identity crisis. That's a song by Nathan Davids. Um, it's just one of these songs. Like, they have these videos, and they get like lots of adulation. I'm very surprised. There seems to be an exception in the following way. Cannibal Corpse have more or less toned down their shit over the years. It's great shit. It's toned down. That's all I'm going to say about it. They play amazing solos. They're virtuosos. These kinds of things. They still don't have a goddamn keyboardist, and that's never ever going to be even taken seriously at all. Because most keyboardists do drugs or they're homosexual. As if that means anything. I'm being stupid. I'm just making all this up. Guys, Napalm Death have gone progressively harder and faster to the extent that they lost me like 5 to 10 albums ago. It seems absurd to say something like this. I loved Harmony Corruption. Okay, this is dates me big time. This Harmony Corruption was like practically their first major label debut. This kind of bullshit. Like, they put out Scum and found Enslavement to Obliteration. This kind of stuff. Got a different vocalist back then. This kind of thing. But Maiden had a different vocalist, and so they settled in. And then they put out some really good shit for 10 years. And this is generally what bands do. So Utopia Vanished, Corruption, then Death by Manipulation. Noise for Music's sake. Enemy of the music business. Then they started losing me. I felt they were selling out. Now, all I wanted to say is this. I wanted to talk about utility. There's a Napalm album called Utilitarian. The Utilitarian. What kind of goddamn name? So they talk about death, right? Sure, napalm bombs, human torches, skin peeling off like candle wax. It's rubbish. It's nonsense. It's just words, and it means nothing. You got to read Android. Every person needs to write a book. Okay? Why? Because you can. That's all. I realized that if I if that's my message, or one of my messages, it's right on, and you know it's the case that you need to write a fucking book. I'll just be honest with you. Like, if you're lazy or you don't write, like, there are people like my client Stephen Scott. Okay, he's creating a course. I'm writing like the book. You can check it out. bit.ly/ Stephen Scott book. Capital first letter. It's done wrong. You need to capitalize everything, but capital first letter with a V. Stephen Scott, and then hyphens. Thriving. Stephen Scott thriving. So now he wants to talk about, like, he knows, of course, he's a goddamn baller. Like, this was years ago. Like, I'm just falling and picking up scraps here. Literally, that's what I get out of this thing. like celebrities, not who knows about celebrities, right? By the way, you do, and you can hang out with people on Twitter, for example. Famous people follow me on Twitter. Okay, go to one of these previous videos in the description somewhere. It's not a big deal, by the way. Right? Anyway, the real thing is this. I'm just gonna say this. It's total segue. Previous video, there's in the description how to use Twitter effectively to hang out with celebrities, as in like you find people interested in what you're interested in, or you can do the following. I'll just tell you. Yourname.com, $12 a year, not from GoDaddy. Thank you very much, Bill Parsons. Bob. You can build a free website on Wix and don't mind the fucking ads because they're shit and nobody cares about them. What I mean is like they're inconsequential and everything like it's a sales thing. Here's my thing. Here's the tip. Any disadvantage is an advantage. Any objection is a reason to buy. This kind of bullshit. Love opposites. Anything that looks bad is actually good. You'd be like, this is insane. This is absolutely inadmissible. This is the difference, guys. Difference between men and women. Like this kind of thing. Like again, you can write a book, right? So why not, right? Unless you're like Stephen Scott or Gary Vaynerchuk. There are people like this. Shit. Sorry, I just made a goddamn mess because I'm being a clown, a brown clown. I'm brown and I'm a damn clown. I'm gonna shut this and clean up and leave. Thanks for the chips. Whatever. This is West Wings or some bullshit. Like Wild West, right? I come in here, the fucking guy's like eyeballing me because he's brown. He's just giving me like this dead, like the kind of stare. Like if someone stared at me outside, like I'd be right in his fucking face, like right in his fucking face. It's like that's why I hate that coming and eating out and all this shit. They think money's everything. I throw $20 and I can sit here and swear at this fucking guy, piss on his table, and put it online, and he's not gonna say shit. Anyway, I'm gonna clean up and leave, and you be good and call your mom and this usual bullshit, right? Yo, original YouTube channel is Zaidi Boy. Just Google me, Zaidiboy. Okay, like if you go to my Twitter, all my goddamn links that I'm trying to promote or anything you like, whatever, just go read this blog post. How about this? Irrationalmuslim.blogspot.com. It's not going to happen because it's the thing I want the most. But I would love it if you actually put a comment in there. I don't ask people to subscribe because that's stupid shit. It's the usual nonsense. Everyone wants subscribers and they're useless and it doesn't mean nothing. Like, if you have an email list, you can email people and they say it's like an ATM. Like, people are like, I don't know, it must be phases. Everything's phases. And by the way, like Gary Vaynerchuk says, there's no passive income. There's no passive income and you must work. Like, I'll show you again, dear user, my latest little thing forklift operator license. So my wife says to me, yo, honest and hardworking. I'm like, what, dear? The usual. Like, she's like, a guy needs to be honest and he needs to be hardworking. So now, guys, unfortunately, you must. It's not like this. I'm just gonna say this. I gotta stop. I gotta leave. I'm lost. I don't know where the fuck I am. I don't even know what time it is. I stopped wearing a watch years ago. It's 11 o'clock. Like I could potentially go just backtrack and get on a goddamn TTC and like I do have like a Presto pass. It's shit. I hate them. I hate them. I'm going back to jumping the barriers. I'm gonna jump the fucking barriers. They're shit. TTC is shit. Like I'll say this. Let's forget about what a customer even is. Like, let's just forget this. Like, I'm not even going there. Like, it's like the Germans with their words. Volkswagen, people's car. Kindergarten, kids and garden in gardens, and it's all about the kids. Keep that in mind. Now, I forget what I was saying. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, there are people and all this shit. See you guys later. All right.